Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about whether or not Predator engines are any good. I want to just go over some of the reliability questions, the features of them, just a few of the things I like, and just my really broad range experience with them in general. So what I have right here is a 173cc vertical shaft engine. It's basically just a good engine for a lawnmower replacement. So what I actually have this for is I had an old John Deere R92. I did put it on, I did make it work with that John Deere R92. But I kind of decided ultimately that I really wasn't interested. So I took it off. I've had this little engine around for probably 4-ish, 5-ish years now. And I have robbed a couple parts off of it. This is essentially a brand new engine, less than 2 hours on the thing. The only reason why I robbed the parts off of it was to put it on the exact same engine that I swapped onto a motor when I bought a whole bunch of motors and fixed and flipped a bunch of them, borrowed parts, threw the old stuff away, whatever. I would just rather wear out an old engine or an older engine that's already been used and keep around this basically brand new one. And I'll just put those parts back on if/when the day comes that I need to throw this engine on. With all that being said, let's talk about the various different things that I've got Predator engines in. I've got to pull out my phone because I've got a big list and I'll forget something. So the first thing is I have this spare engine. We've already talked about that. I've also got a mower where, like I said, I had a spare Predator engine on a dumpier mower, and I took it and kept it for myself and put it on basically the best mowing deck that I had there with the probably 8 or so lawnmowers that I had. Fixed and flipped a few and scrapped the rest and kept this. I've got a wood chipper that I did an engine swap on. It's a 212cc. So those were both the 173cc's onto the wood chipper. That's a 212cc engine that I did an engine swap on. So it came with a Kohler 200 something cc, and I got ripped off on it in a trade. Turns out there's just no compression and the engine was shot. So I swapped it. It wasn't the easiest, best engine swap in the world, but I can chip and shred a few things through it. And ultimately, I'm kind of to the point to where I at the very least need to put some new J blades on it, and definitely some new chipper blades. The next 212cc engine I've got is I did an engine swap on a rototiller. It was a Honda rototiller, very, very nice. I think they call it a mid-tine machine. It's my father-in-law's. The Honda blew up. He gave it to us. I foolishly didn't look and see if there's any engine oil in it. Got a knock, blew up within 5 minutes of using it. I had no idea it was out of oil. Wonderful, wonderful little rototiller. And I swapped on the Predator engine. Plenty of power on that thing. That thing digs down, digs deep, turns the ground up really well, makes a really nice fluffy soil. Used that for a couple of summers. Again, the rototiller is my mother and father-in-law's. Does a really nice job. That's a 212. The third thing that I have the 212 on came on my Predator powered log splitter from Harbor Freight. That log splitter, plenty of power. I've not run into anything that it couldn't do. Super reliable, starts right up. That's pretty much it to say about that thing. Plenty of power, does a great job. I've only had that for about one summer, or one winter actually, worth of log splitting now. And it's actually not even been a whole winter. I probably got that thing back in roughly November. So I've been using it for 4 or 5 months now. Moving up in size, I got the 300, it's like a 330cc engine or a 303cc engine, something like that. That comes on the backhoe. It provides more power than that backhoe needs. You run at it even a medium level RPMs. It's got really slow, really high. If you put it right in the middle, I don't know how many RPMs it actually is. All the power you need to run that backhoe. And the largest engine, so this is an engine that I've had. It was a 420cc that I bought as an engine swap for a Cub Cadet 1970s. I don't even remember the model anymore, but it was a garden tractor because I had several things go wrong and fail on the original Cub Cadet engine. And I did a swap on that for a little bit, but I didn't use it long enough before deciding that I was just going to take it off, sell it, and get rid of that project as well. I'm not sure why I tried to do so many engine swaps that didn't work out. I've done two successfully that I've liked, that being the wood chipper and the rototiller. tiller, and then I've done 2 engine swaps where ultimately I just decided it didn't work well enough to do the engine swap. So the last thing I've actually got right here, and it is a Predator generator, the 8750. Since I've basically gotten all these Predator engines, they've come out with a whole slew of different engines, performance engines, go-kart engines, dual fuel engines, I don't know, a whole variety of them, and I pretty much have all the plain Jane basic stuff. With this Predator engine, I think, I can't remember if I can look at how many hours are on it, but I probably got a solid 4 or 5 hours on it, which for a generator is very low hours. This is all to just kind of justify the breadth of Predator engine experience that I have, and now I just want to go into a general maintenance and reliability discussion. So obviously, I mean, I'm at like 8-9 machines total of different Predator engine experience. None of them super high hours, admittedly, but none of them have failed on me in any way, shape, or form. Not even carburetor issues, which every small carbureted engine is going to have. I think that number one, they make these things super easy to drain out the carb and solve those issues before they even happen. So I'm a little proactive. You have to be proactive. You can't just throw ethanol fuel in one of these engines and then try and start it up 3 years later and expect the carb to not be gummed up. You do have to be a little bit proactive, winterize it, put some fuel stabilizer in, which I have questions about whether or not that stuff even works. But I've got a nice little drain screw here. I think it's a 10 millimeter. Literally just pop that thing off real quick, drains out the fuel, and it's ready to go. Nice simple air filter that hangs off the side here. Basically, all these engines are run roughly the same, even though this is a vertical shaft and the rest of everything I've talked about, besides the other mower engine, is a horizontal shaft. They're set up mostly the same, besides those differences. But carburetor's super nice and easy to get to. Very easy to take apart, very basic. Harbor Freight is great at carrying extra parts. If you can go and click on any of these Predator engines and you go and find their parts list. I'm not 100% sure if they have just a straight carburetor rebuild kit, but they should. I've looked at other tools and equipment that they sell under the Predator name, and they have a huge list. Like the backhoe has a huge list of replacement parts. So not only do you have a good, reliable, easy to work on engine, you also have, at least what I am very confident in saying, good product support through Harbor Freight where you can purchase parts for it. Now, the speed of getting that stuff, some of it seems to come kind of slow from reviews that I've read, but you should be able to get those parts. Easy parts to get. Harbor Freight backs it up with a 90-day warranty. You can get an extended warranty with them. Easy to work on. They have oil shut-off switches, which none of those have given me any problems or had any failures. If you are low on oil, and assuming they're working correctly, they should shut off your engine for you so you don't burn it up. Basically, I've had exactly 0 issues with any Predator engine. No problems out of the factory, no longer term problems. With some maintenance and some care, no startup issues. Excellent little small engines to repower stuff. Excellent engines to get on the tools that you purchase from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight's Predator generators are known to be quite reliable and really decent. Little quick pick up and go generators. I think generally most people are happy with those things. I'm a big fan of Harbor Freight, but I'm probably even a bigger fan of these Predator engines. They're really good. The last thing I'll probably say is if you haven't seen the Project Farm video where he tests and compares like a basic Predator engine versus some other basic Honda engines and other, I think of even a few other brands, maybe a couple of other Honda clones or whatever. He actually found that the Predator engines, I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me, but the Predators were either as good or better than the Honda engines. So whoever in China is throwing these things together is doing a good job at a very low price. Awesome little engines, really enjoy them, they're great. Do a really good job, reliable. Thanks everybody for watching. If you haven't given this video a thumbs up, make sure you give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't clicked subscribe, go down, click subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.